chronic fatigue, stubborn fat that refuses to budge, and the alarming rise in modern diseases all point to one core issue. Your metabolism isn't working the way it's supposed to. When the engine of the body slows down, every system suffers. You feel tired for no reason, your immune system weakens, inflammation skyrockets, and fat storage becomes the default mode. Most people assume this is normal aging, but it's not. It's metabolic dysfunction, and it starts years before you notice the symptoms. The real problem is that modern diets are stripped of the nutrients your mitochondria need to create energy cleanly and efficiently. Without the right fuel, your cells burn dirty. They produce more oxidative stress, more inflammation, and more toxic byproducts that clog up the system. This creates a vicious cycle. The more inflamed you are, the slower your metabolism becomes, and the slower it becomes, the more fat you store, the more tired you feel, and the faster disease processes accelerate. But the good news is that metabolism is not fixed. It can be switched back on quickly when you give the body the right tools. There is one simple nutrient, dense daily food that supports mitochondrial function, improves fat burning, strengthens immune defenses, and lowers inflammation at the cellular level. It's a food you can use instantly every single day without complicated recipes or expensive supplements. Most people ignore early signs of metabolic dysfunction because they don't connect small symptoms, morning grogginess, brain fog, sugar cravings, slow digestion, stubborn weight, to deeper cellular imbalances. But these signs are warnings. Left unchecked, they progress into chronic fatigue, hormonal chaos, cardiovascular issues, autoimmune flare-ups, and accelerated aging. In this video, you'll learn the science behind this powerful food, how it transforms your metabolism from the inside out, and the exact way to add it to your routine to improve energy, reduce inflammation, and boost fat burning naturally and fast. Chronic inflammation is not just a background issue. It is the single most powerful force dragging down your metabolism, crushing your energy, and blocking your ability to burn fat. When inflammation becomes chronic, your body shifts into a protective mode. Instead of using energy efficiently, it begins storing it. Instead of burning fat for fuel, it becomes dependent on quick sugars. Instead of running smooth, clean cellular processes, it starts operating in emergency mode. And once the body is in this state, every system slows down digestion, hormone production, detoxification, immune regulation, and especially mitochondrial energy output. Inflammation interferes with insulin sensitivity, which is essential for proper metabolic function. When cells cannot respond properly to insulin, glucose cannot enter efficiently, pushing the body toward fat storage rather than fat burning. Over time, this creates a metabolic gridlock: high blood sugar, elevated insulin, increased fat accumulation, and greater oxidative stress. The immune system is forced to work harder because inflammation suppresses natural defense mechanisms. This opens the door to infections, autoimmune reactions, and rapid aging. At the center of all this sits your mitochondria, the tiny engines inside your cells responsible for creating energy. When mitochondria are healthy, you feel strong, energized, and metabolically flexible. But when they are damaged by inflammation, toxins, stress, and nutrient deficiencies, energy production falters. The body begins to slow down long before symptoms become obvious. This mitochondrial fatigue explains why so many people feel exhausted even after sleeping well, struggle with weight despite eating clean, and develop chronic conditions without clear causes. Mitochondrial dysfunction disrupts hormonal balance as well. Hormones that regulate appetite, thyroid signals, stress response, and fat oxidation all depend on mitochondrial efficiency. When energy output drops, hormone signaling becomes weaker and more erratic. This contributes to issues like stubborn belly fat, PMS symptoms, low libido, disrupted sleep, elevated cortisol, and slower metabolism. The decline is gradual, which is why people often don't notice it until they can no longer function optimally. The remarkable part is that mitochondria respond quickly when given proper nourishment. That's where this one powerful daily food becomes so important. It provides a concentrated source of bioavailable nutrients that directly support mitochondrial repair pathways. It contains compounds that help clear oxidative damage, enhance mitochondrial membrane stability, and boost cellular oxygen utilization. This means your cells can produce more ATP, your body's fundamental energy currency, with less effort and less inflammation. This food also delivers anti-inflammatory compounds that work at the genetic level. They help downregulate the expression of inflammatory cytokines, the chemical messengers responsible for chronic inflammation and immune dysfunction. By calming the inflammatory load, the body shifts from survival mode back into repair mode. Fat cells become more responsive, insulin sensitivity improves, and the body regains metabolic flexibility, the ability to switch between burning glucose and burning fat as needed. When consumed daily, the nutrients in this food help restore mitochondrial density. Your body literally builds more mitochondria, which increases total energy capacity. More mitochondria means more fat, burning potential, faster detoxification, improved brain clarity, and better resilience against stress. This is why people who add this specific food to their daily routine often report clearer thinking, improved stamina, fewer cravings, more stable moods, and a noticeable reduction in bloating and inflammation. Another key benefit is its effect on immune intelligence. Instead of overstimulating or suppressing immunity, it helps modulate it, bringing it back into balance. This means fewer infections, reduced likelihood of autoimmune flare-ups, and better overall resilience. The body becomes more adaptable, less reactive, and more capable of repairing itself. All of this leads to a profound shift in how your metabolism operates. Instead of running on stress hormones and quick energy, it begins running on clean, stable mitochondrial energy. Instead of storing fat, the body begins burning it consistently throughout the day. Instead of being weighed down by inflammation, it becomes lighter, faster, sharper, and more efficient. And the most surprising part is how simple it is. This daily food is accessible, easy to use, and requires no complex preparation, yet it targets the root causes behind fatigue, weight gain, and disease. In the next section, you'll discover the exact food that supports mitochondrial repair, reduces inflammation at the cellular level, and helps restore the metabolic power your body has been missing. The powerful daily food that makes such a dramatic difference in energy, metabolism, and inflammation is ** ground flaxseed **, a simple, inexpensive, nutrient-dense natural food that delivers more metabolic benefits per tablespoon than almost anything else you can add to your day. What makes flaxseed so uniquely effective is its combination of omega-3 fatty acids, lignans, soluble and insoluble fiber, essential minerals, antioxidants, and bioactive plant compounds that directly support cellular health. It is one of the richest natural sources of plant-based omega-3s, particularly alpha-linolenic acid, which the body uses to build anti-inflammatory molecules that calm irritated tissues and protect mitochondrial membranes. It is also packed with magnesium, B vitamins, potassium, zinc, and selenium, all crucial for energy production, immune response, hormone balance, and metabolic efficiency. Flaxseed contains compounds that have been studied extensively for their ability to reduce inflammation systemically. The lignans found in flaxseed act as powerful antioxidants, reducing oxidative stress and protecting DNA from damage. These lignans also help balance hormones by supporting the body's natural estrogen metabolism, preventing the buildup of harmful estrogen metabolites that contribute to weight gain, fatigue, and increased disease risk. Its soluble fiber, rich in mucilage, slow digestion, regulates glucose release, and stabilizes blood sugar, preventing the rapid spikes and crashes that disrupt metabolism and trigger cravings. This stabilizing effect reduces the load on the pancreas, lowers insulin levels, and helps reverse the insulin resistance that blocks fat burning. Scientific research consistently shows that flaxseed lowers inflammatory markers such as CRP and IL-6. Its omega-3 content shifts the body's fatty acid profile toward an anti-inflammatory state, reducing joint pain, stiffness, brain fog, and digestive inflammation. It also supports detox pathways by binding to excess hormones, toxins, and waste products in the gut, escorting them out of the body before they can be reabsorbed. This reduces the burden on the liver and frees metabolic resources for energy production rather than constant detoxification. Digestive health improves rapidly because the combination of soluble and insoluble fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria. These microbes produce short-chain fatty acids that improve gut lining integrity, reduce inflammation, and increase fat oxidation. A healthier gut microbiome has been linked to reduced body fat, better appetite regulation, and stronger immunity. Flax seeds' bioactive compounds also support bile flow, which improves fat digestion and enhances nutrient absorption. Better digestion means more micronutrients reach the mitochondria, resulting in faster energy output and improved metabolic stability. One of the most impressive metabolic benefits of flaxseed is its ability to increase fat oxidation, the body's capacity to burn fat for fuel. By improving insulin sensitivity and reducing inflammation around fat cells, it allows stored fat to be mobilized more easily. This leads to a shift in metabolism from sugar burning to fat burning, especially in the abdomen where inflammation tends to accumulate. Improved insulin sensitivity means the body requires less insulin to manage glucose, lowering the hormonal signals that trigger fat storage. The soluble fiber slows gastric emptying, creating a steady release of energy and keeping you fuller for longer, naturally reducing appetite and overeating. These effects create a cascade of positive metabolic changes. Appetite stabilizes because blood sugar stays level. Cravings diminish because the body isn't swinging between glucose highs and lows. Energy becomes more consistent because mitochondria receive a stable supply of nutrients without inflammatory interference. Fat loss becomes easier because the hormonal environment shifts toward oxidation rather than storage. People often notice their waistline tightening even before the scale moves because inflammation around abdominal organs decreases quickly. At the cellular level, flaxseed enhances mitochondrial efficiency. The omega-3s improve mitochondrial membrane fluidity, allowing nutrients and oxygen to enter more efficiently and waste to exit more easily. This increases ATP production, the energy currency your body relies on, and reduces mitochondrial stress. Lignans and antioxidants protect mitochondria from oxidative damage, slowing the cellular aging process and preserving long-term metabolic health. When these mechanisms work together, the improvements become noticeable within days. Energy feels more stable, digestion becomes smoother, bloating reduces, morning fatigue lifts, hunger patterns normalize, cravings weaken, mental clarity sharpens, inflammation decreases, allowing the body to shift back toward repair and regeneration. With daily use, these benefits compound, leading to improved vitality, better metabolic balance, and accelerated fat loss without extreme dieting or drastic lifestyle changes. Flaxseed works because it addresses the deepest levels of metabolic dysfunction, inflammation, hormonal imbalance, mitochondrial stress, poor digestion, and blood sugar instability all at once. It is a powerful example of how a simple daily food can generate rapid, measurable changes in how you feel and how your body operates. Flaxseed's impact on fat burning begins with its ability to activate metabolic pathways that shift the body from storing fat to burning it. The omega-3 fatty acids in flax seed help activate PPAR receptors, which are molecular switches that determine whether the body prioritizes fat oxidation or fat storage. When these receptors are activated, they encourage cells to break down fatty acids for fuel instead of packing them away in adipose tissue. This shift alone dramatically increases thermogenesis, the process of generating heat by burning calories, which raises your metabolic rate even at rest. Because flaxseed improves the body's ability to use fat as energy, it becomes easier to stay in a fat burning state throughout the day without extreme diets or exercise. A major obstacle to fat loss is chronically elevated cortisol, the stress hormone that drives fat storage, especially around the belly. High cortisol triggers hunger, sugar cravings, emotional eating, and the breakdown of muscle tissue, all of which worsen metabolic health. Flaxseed naturally helps bring cortisol back down by stabilizing blood sugar, reducing systemic inflammation, and supporting hormone balance. When cortisol is lower, the body stops clinging to abdominal fat, appetite normalizes, and metabolism becomes more responsive. Many people report feeling calmer and less reactive shortly after adding flaxseed to their daily routine, which reflects a direct improvement in adrenal balance. Insulin resistance is another root cause of stubborn weight gain, and flaxseed addresses this powerfully. Its soluble fiber slows the release of glucose into the bloodstream, preventing sharp spikes that trigger insulin surges. By smoothing out these fluctuations, flaxseed helps cells become more sensitive to insulin again, allowing glucose to enter efficiently rather than being converted into stored fat. Over time, this reduces insulin levels, the key hormone that dictates whether the body stores fat or burns it. Lower insulin also means fewer cravings, more stable energy, and less inflammation around fat cells. Studies show that flaxseed significantly improves metabolic markers such as fasting insulin, blood glucose, triglycerides, and LDL particle size. These improvements translate into better fat mobilization and a reduced tendency for the body to store excess calories as fat. Flaxseed's lignans also play a role by binding to excess hormones and helping flush them from the body. Hormonal buildup, especially estrogen dominance, is a hidden driver of weight gain, water retention, mood swings, and bloating. By supporting healthy hormone metabolism, flaxseed removes a major block to sustainable fat loss. One of the most overlooked contributors to weight gain is inefficient digestion. When food is poorly digested, the body experiences inflammation, bloating, and irregular bowel movements, all of which slow metabolism. Flaxseed's combination of soluble and insoluble fiber improves digestive efficiency by feeding beneficial gut bacteria, bulking the stool, and promoting regular elimination. This reduces the toxic load on the liver and enhances nutrient absorption. When the gut is working well, the body burns energy more efficiently, inflammation decreases, and fat loss accelerates. Research also shows that flaxseed reduces visceral fat, the dangerous fat that wraps around internal organs and disrupts hormonal and metabolic balance. This reduction happens because flaxseed lowers inflammatory cytokines that inflame fat tissue and interfere with normal metabolic signals. As inflammation drops, fat cells become more functional, releasing stored fat more readily and responding better to hormonal cues. This often results in visible changes in body shape, particularly around the waist. One of the first changes people notice when they use flax seed consistently is more stable energy. Because blood sugar remains steady, there are no afternoon crashes, no compulsive snacking, and no sudden hunger pangs that derail fat loss. This stability allows the body to stay in a fat, burning mode for longer periods. Appetite becomes more predictable, making it easier to stick to healthy eating without feeling deprived. Mental clarity improves as well, since the brain thrives on stable glucose and anti-inflammatory fats. Over time, the cumulative effects on metabolism are profound. Waist measurements begin shrinking because inflammation and cortisol-driven fat storage decline. Body composition improves as the body burns a higher percentage of fat instead of muscle. Energy becomes more constant throughout the day, making exercise easier and recovery faster. The gut becomes healthier and flatter. Hormones stabilize, reducing the cycle of cravings and emotional eating. With daily flaxseed, the body transitions from a state of metabolic resistance into one of metabolic responsiveness, where fat loss becomes natural and sustainable. Consistent use of flaxseed creates a metabolic environment in which the body feels safe enough to release fat, strong enough to burn it efficiently, and stable enough to resist the cravings and blood sugar swings that sabotage progress. This is why a simple tablespoon a day delivers such noticeable changes in fat burning, appetite control, and overall body composition. Chronic diseases rarely appear overnight. They begin quietly at the cellular level with oxidative stress, inefficient detoxification, and immune imbalances. Free radicals generated from environmental toxins, poor diet, stress, and inflammation damage DNA, proteins, and cell membranes. When these radicals accumulate faster than the body can neutralize them, oxidative stress takes hold, setting the stage for cardiovascular issues, insulin resistance, liver dysfunction, and even neurodegenerative conditions. Simultaneously, sluggish detoxification pathways allow toxins, excess hormones, and metabolic waste to circulate longer than they should, adding to systemic inflammation. When the immune system becomes overwhelmed or dysregulated, it either underreacts to threats or overreacts against healthy tissues, creating chronic inflammation, autoimmune tendencies, and accelerated aging. Flaxseed is uniquely equipped to counteract these processes because it is dense in antioxidants, phytonutrients, and anti-inflammatory compounds that directly combat oxidative stress. Lignans, one of its signature components, act as potent antioxidants, neutralizing free radicals before they can damage cells. These lignans also support healthy estrogen metabolism, protecting tissues from hormonal imbalances that contribute to disease progression. Omega-3 fatty acids in flaxseed further reduce inflammation systemically by shifting the body's fatty acid balance toward anti-inflammatory eicosanoids, calming chronic immune activation that otherwise accelerates disease processes. The soluble fiber binds to excess bile, toxins, and metabolic waste in the gut, aiding detoxification and reducing the internal chemical burden on the liver. Scientific studies link flaxseed intake to reduced markers of inflammation such as C-reactive protein, interleukin-6, and TNF-alpha, all of which play roles in the development of cardiovascular disease, metabolic syndrome, and chronic liver stress. By lowering these markers, flaxseed helps protect arteries from plaque buildup, supports better blood flow, and reduces oxidative damage to heart tissue. Its nutrients also help regulate blood lipid profiles, lowering LDL cholesterol while supporting healthy HDL levels, which is essential for maintaining vascular health over decades. In addition, improved insulin sensitivity reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes and helps prevent the cascade of complications that arise from chronically elevated blood sugar. Beyond metabolic and cardiovascular benefits, flaxseed also promotes resilience in the immune system. It enhances immune modulation, balancing responses so the body defends efficiently without triggering unnecessary inflammation. A stronger, more regulated immune system reduces the frequency and severity of infections while lowering the risk of autoimmune flares. Meanwhile, the antioxidants and omega-3s support brain health, protecting neurons from oxidative stress and reducing the risk of age-related cognitive decline. Flax seeds' combined effect on detoxification, inflammation reduction, and immune regulation creates a multi-layered defense against age-related degeneration and chronic disease progression. Regular consumption gradually shifts the internal environment from one of stress and damage to one of repair and resilience. Cells experience less oxidative pressure, mitochondria function more efficiently, and inflammatory signals decline. The liver can process toxins more effectively, and the gut microbiome thrives on the fiber, producing short-chain fatty acids that further reinforce anti-inflammatory pathways. Over weeks, this translates into more consistent energy, reduced inflammation markers, improved digestion, and enhanced immune vigilance. With consistent use, the body gradually rewires its metabolic and immune systems toward long-term resilience, slowing the aging process and reducing the likelihood of chronic disease. Daily inclusion of flaxseed supports the core pillars of health at a cellular level. It protects DNA from oxidative damage, regulates inflammatory processes, balances hormones, enhances detoxification, and strengthens immunity. These cumulative effects create a protective shield that addresses the root causes of chronic disease rather than just the symptoms. Over time, the body becomes more capable of repairing itself naturally, maintaining metabolic efficiency, reducing inflammation, and preserving tissue integrity. This is why a simple daily serving of flaxseed can be a cornerstone for disease prevention, longevity, and sustained vitality, creating an internal environment where the body is resilient, energetic, and resistant to the degenerative processes that typically accelerate with age. Flax seeds' impact on energy begins at the cellular level, where it supports ATP production, the fundamental currency of energy in the body. The omega-3 fatty acids, B vitamins, magnesium, and trace minerals in flaxseed act as cofactors in mitochondrial energy pathways, allowing cells to convert nutrients into usable energy more efficiently. Unlike stimulants or sugar-laden snacks that create temporary spikes followed by crashes, flaxseed fuels a slow, steady release of energy throughout the day. This consistent supply helps you feel awake and alert without jitteriness, reduces mid-afternoon fatigue, and supports physical performance, mental clarity, and focus from morning through evening. Energy is closely tied to mood, and flaxseed has multiple mechanisms that help stabilize emotional well-being. Chronic inflammation and unstable blood sugar can trigger mood swings, irritability, and low motivation. By reducing inflammatory markers, stabilizing glucose levels, and supporting neurotransmitter production, flaxseed promotes a calmer, more balanced emotional state. Its soluble fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids, which communicate directly with the brain via the gut-brain axis. This communication helps regulate serotonin and dopamine, neurotransmitters that influence happiness, motivation, and stress resilience. Many people notice improved mental clarity, a lighter sense of focus, and a reduction in anxious or irritable feelings within just days of consistent intake. Hormonal balance is another area where flaxseed delivers rapid benefits. Lignans in flaxseed support estrogen metabolism, helping the body eliminate excess estrogen and maintain healthy ratios of estrogen and progesterone. This is especially important for women experiencing PMS, hormonal acne, or fatigue related to estrogen dominance. Stabilized hormone levels also support thyroid function, adrenal health, and insulin regulation, which further contributes to balanced energy, appetite control, and fat metabolism. By gently modulating hormones rather than suppressing them, flaxseed allows the body to achieve equilibrium naturally. Stress management is enhanced because flaxseed helps regulate cortisol, the stress hormone that drives fatigue, cravings, and abdominal fat storage. Lowering cortisol reduces the body's constant fight or flight activation, allowing for more restorative energy, better digestion, and improved sleep. Many people report feeling less tense, calmer, and more in control of stressors within a short period of daily consumption. These effects are amplified by its ability to promote digestive regularity, reduce bloating, and support healthy bowel movements, which lowers the internal stress burden on the body. Efficient digestion allows nutrients to reach the bloodstream and mitochondria more effectively, further enhancing energy and vitality. Sleep quality also benefits indirectly from flaxseed. By supporting stable blood sugar, reducing inflammation, and balancing stress hormones, the body can enter deeper stages of restorative sleep more easily. Improved sleep, in turn, supports energy, mood, and hormone regulation, creating a positive cycle that reinforces metabolic and emotional health. Regular intake of flaxseed encourages the body to maintain this rhythm consistently, so the benefits are not fleeting but cumulative. The simplicity of incorporating flaxseed makes these benefits accessible immediately. A tablespoon added to smoothies, oatmeal, yogurt, or salads provides concentrated nutrients without complicated preparation or dramatic lifestyle changes. Daily use creates measurable improvements in energy, mood, and hormonal stability within days, while cumulative effects strengthen resilience over weeks. People often notice steadier energy levels in the morning, fewer cravings in the afternoon, improved focus at work, lighter digestion, and a calmer emotional state. These changes reinforce each other, producing a sense of overall well-being that motivates continued healthy habits. Flaxseed supports the body on multiple levels simultaneously: cellular energy production, neurotransmitter balance, hormonal regulation, and stress resilience. It is a food that works quietly but profoundly, creating noticeable improvements in vitality, emotional stability, and metabolic efficiency without drastic interventions. By making it a consistent part of daily routines, energy becomes more predictable, mood stabilizes, digestion improves, and hormones return to balance, giving the body the foundation it needs to thrive naturally. Using flaxseed daily for maximum benefits is simple, practical, and highly flexible, making it easy to incorporate into almost any routine. The first step is determining the right form and portion. Ground flaxseed is the most bioavailable option, as whole seeds often pass through the digestive tract without releasing their nutrients. A standard daily serving is 1 to 2 tablespoons, which provides enough fiber, omega-3s, and lignans to influence metabolism, support mitochondrial function, and reduce inflammation. Consistency is key, so it's best to make it a non-negotiable part of your daily habits rather than an occasional addition. Timing can amplify its effects. Taking flaxseed in the morning or before meals can help stabilize blood sugar and reduce cravings throughout the day. Mixing it with a breakfast smoothie, yogurt, or oatmeal ensures a slow, steady release of energy and promotes satiety, preventing mid-morning snacking. If preferred, flaxseed can also be consumed before lunch or dinner, which helps blunt post-meal blood sugar spikes and encourages fat utilization during digestion. Some people benefit from splitting the daily serving into 2 portions, one in the morning and one in the evening, to maintain steady metabolic support and anti-inflammatory benefits across the day. Preparation is effortless and requires minimal time. Adding a tablespoon of ground flaxseed to a morning smoothie with berries, spinach, and a protein source is a quick, nutrient-dense option. For those who enjoy breakfast bowls, sprinkling flaxseed over oatmeal, chia pudding, or yogurt adds texture, fiber, and sustained energy. Flaxseed can also be blended into baked goods like muffins, pancakes, or energy bars, providing an invisible boost of essential nutrients without altering flavor significantly. For savory meals, mixing flaxseed into soups, stews, sauces, or salad dressings works equally well. Drinking it with water or nut milk is another convenient approach, especially when paired with a squeeze of lemon to support digestion and detoxification. It's important to remember that hydration enhances flax seeds' effectiveness. The soluble fiber forms a gel-like substance that supports gut health, slows sugar absorption, and improves digestion, but this process works best when paired with adequate water intake throughout the day. Over time, regular consumption improves bowel regularity, reduces bloating, and increases the efficiency of nutrient absorption, further supporting energy, fat burning, and overall vitality. Making flaxseed a daily habit transforms it from a simple food into a long-term metabolic and health strategy. Its combined effects on inflammation, mitochondrial function, blood sugar regulation, hormone balance, and fat oxidation compound over weeks and months, providing sustainable improvements in energy, waistline management, digestion, and immune resilience. By embedding it into everyday meals and routines, it becomes effortless to maintain metabolic efficiency, support cellular health, and naturally protect against chronic disease. Small, consistent daily servings create a foundation for long-term vitality, better body composition, and resilient health, making flaxseed one of the simplest yet most effective tools for optimizing metabolism, reducing inflammation, and enhancing overall wellness without extreme diets, supplements, or complicated interventions.